Hello, welcome to Pulling Back the Curtain. My name is Lisa Anderson, and I am a Chief HR Officer for a technology company. I am also the president of Positively in Pursuit, which is a coaching business where I coach women leaders on finding their voice, especially in male-dominated environments, increasing their executive presence, and increasing their leadership courage. So I am super excited to kick off this video series called Pulling Back the Curtain. And the way this came about is over the last few months, I have spoken to quite a few women who are either working in toxic work environments or they know that their companies are about to go through some sort of transition, whether it is a merger, whether it is an acquisition. They know or they may be aware that something's going on. So, in speaking with women, especially if as they're telling me about a toxic work environment and their company is getting ready to go through some sort of transition, the question that I have for them is, do you have an exit strategy? 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. I never thought about an exit strategy. So that gave me the idea to put a video series together to educate around exit strategies and sort of what all goes into an exit strategy. Now, I encourage everyone, especially women and especially women of color, to have an exit strategy because sometimes we go into work environments. And here's the thing, we go into these work cultures and sometimes we stay too long to the detriment of our own mental health. So I am motivated, inspired to share my knowledge on this topic because the majority of my HR experience has been in companies where we've gone through transition. Uh, I work for one company that we acquired 14 companies, and then in the end, we got acquired. And I will share a personal experience that I went through that, I had an exit strategy, but things did not go out or things did not progress as I thought that they were going to progress. So I, received a lesson learned on a personal note. So I will be sharing that as well. So I hope you enjoyed the series. We're going to get started. Today's lesson is all about severance agreements and separation packages. Let's repeat that. Severance agreements and separation packages. Now, in full disclosure, I am not an attorney. I usually work very closely with attorneys, but I am not an attorney. So there are some things that we're going to cover where I'm going to tell you, you need to get an attorney to review this. Okay? So let's get started. Okay. So, what is a severance agreement and what is a separation package? Now, if you are working in an organization, and unfortunately, what's going on in this day and time with mergers and acquisitions happening like every other day, this is something you need to be fully aware of. Depending on the level in the organization that you're working, so if you are in a manager or leadership position, and I would say, especially if you're at the director level, the VP level, and above, take note. Because usually or normally in a merger and acquisition, a merger or acquisition, uh, whatever company is the acquiring company, or if it's in a merger, whatever company is going to own the majority of the merge, more than likely they have their own leadership that they want to bring in, or more than likely they are, if the people are not already with them, they may be looking to hire. Now, so that should not be a surprise if you are in a merger acquisition, right? Get ready, because by that point, you should already have an exit strategy for you personally as an individual, and you should already be working that strategy. Okay? So no surprises that if you're in, if there's a merger or acquisition coming, and if you're in a leadership role, you may have a change. Okay. So usually or normally companies, and I'll be transparent, the company, the industry that I'm in and most of my HR experience is in government contracting. So different industries do different things. So I'm going to share what I've seen in my industry. Maybe a little different for your industry, but I still want you to have the knowledge, because knowledge is power. And it might not look exactly the same, but at least hopefully it'll get you to question some things, right? So the first question is a separation package or severance. Now, a severance agreement is a document, and it is a legal document that most companies have attorneys put together to outline the terms of a separation. And in exchange for that severance um, agreement, for you, in exchange for you signing the severance agreement, there's usually a monetary value that comes to you. So you may have heard people say, "Oh, I got a severance package," right? Or you might have heard people say, "Hey, I was impacted in a layoff, and they gave me a separation package." So with the separation package, usually there is a severance agreement attached to that, or a separation agreement attached to that. It is a legal document. And this is where I strongly encourage you to have an attorney review that document, because that document sometimes have language in it that if you were to sign that document, you may be relinquishing some of your rights. And when I say some of your rights to sue the company, some of your rights to um, compete or go for another position in a different organization, what we call non-competes. Um, Also, those documents clearly outline sometimes non-disclosure and confidentiality clauses. Because here's the thing, organizations are not wanting you to take all their proprietary information that you had privy of, you have knowledge of because you worked in the organization. They don't want you to take that information to the competitor. So that document is an important document, and I strongly encourage you to have an attorney review that document before you sign it. Okay? So let's make sure you do that. Okay? But as a part of the separation package, here are some additional things that companies may throw in that document. So, a monetary award or a monetary, right? So each company has its own formula. So it's not a law that they have to give you severance. A lot of companies do severance, but it's not a law. So don't think, if you get impacted in a layoff and you don't get a severance, they're like, oh, the company broke the law. No, it is no law that companies require to give you severance. But most companies, a lot of companies do, because they understand the impact that you're losing your job and income. So there's usually income that comes with that. Some companies do things around benefits. So if you had health insurance through that organization as a part of the severance package, some companies will either extend your health insurance through the severance period. So let's say you get, for example, 3 months of severance. Some companies say, hey, we'll hold your health insurance for 3 months. Some companies said, no, you're being let go, so there's COBRA, for you to continue benefits. But as a part of your severance package, we will pay for 2 or 3 months of your COBRA, or we'll pay your COBRA through the entire severance period, whatever that is. If you're getting 6 months, if you're getting 3 months, some companies will offer some type of supplement to help with health insurance. Another thing that companies do, the good companies, especially when you're talking about culture, a lot of companies, as a part of the severance agreements, they will either give you money towards what we call outplacement assistance. Now, what is outplacement assistance? There are companies out there that will help you with your resume, help you with your LinkedIn profile, get you back into interviewing mode, help you with assign a career coach to you. So there are a lot of organizations out there that do outplacement assistance, and the good companies will, negotiate where, as a part of your severance package, they say, hey, we will pay for 3 months of outplacement assistance, or we'll give you this package where you can go out and get help with your resume and interviewing and just the job search. So these companies are designed to help you get back into the market. So a lot of companies will offer that as a part of the package to help you get out there. Okay. So these are very fundamental and basic um, things that will go into a severance package. But I like for people to be aware of them, because if you've never been impacted in a layoff, or if you've been impacted in a layoff and your company didn't have severance packages, I want you, maybe you go in and you ask the HR people, hey, I may be impacted. Is there a severance? Right? So if you don't ask, sometimes, you never know. Right? So I always tell people, ask, what's the worst that can happen? They can say, no, we don't do severance, or we don't have a separation package. But if you don't ask, you will never know. So we cover today, as a recap, what is a separation or severance package? What all is involved? It's compensation, it could be benefits, it could be outplacement assistance, all of those things. Another recap, it is a legal document. So you may want to have an attorney review it, because if you sign it in exchange for those things, then you may be signing some of your rights away. Look at the language clearly. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. I will be sharing more in the next video. So if you want to hear more, please subscribe at the video, at the link at the bottom. Please hit subscribe so you can be notified when the next video comes out. So again, I am Lisa Anderson, And thank you for listening in. I hope you got some juicy nuggets out of this. And until next time, bye bye.